Well, just days after President Trump took office, Iran launched a ballistic missile test violating a UN resolution. As Chris Mitchell explains, a quick White House response showed Iran and the world that the Trump administration is taking a much harder line with Iran.
A ballistic missile launch in late January may have been Iran's way of testing the reaction time of the new Trump administration. It didn't take long to find out.
President Trump has severely criticized the various agreements reached between Iran and the Obama administration, as well as the United Nations, as being weak and ineffective. Instead of being thankful to the United States in these agreements, Iran is now feeling emboldened. As of today, we are officially putting Iran on notice.
Putting Iran on notice, I think, is making good use of the bully pulpit and not letting Iran get off the hook.
After the ballistic missile test, Fox News reported Iran launched a short-range missile. But just days ago, Iran removed another ballistic missile from its launch pad.
It remains to be seen if that was a direct response to the Trump administration saying that Iran is on notice, or if there was a technical issue or a technical failure that made them remove the missile. But I think Iran should be cautious.
Many Middle East analysts believe appeasement isn't the way to deal with Iran.
Strength works, and I think the Iranian regime would be the first ones to tell you that. Let's remember that when Ronald Reagan became president, the Iranians released all the American hostages for fear that under Ronald Reagan, the United States would take military action.
This new attitude represents a major departure from how President Obama dealt with the mullahs in Tehran. It also puts Israel and the U.S. on the same page.
For the first time in the past 8 years, Israel and its greatest ally and friend, the United States, see the Middle East in very similar ways. The number one threat to regional Middle Eastern stability and security is the Islamic Republic of Iran and their nuclear-backed surge for regional dominance.
The Iranian threat may seem remote to people in Europe and the United States, but it's a different story here. An Iranian official boasted that one of their ballistic missiles could reach Israel in 7 minutes. Dan Diker edited this journal 10 years ago, warning of the Iranian threat.
It is like an octopus spreading its tentacles and destabilizing almost every country in the Middle East except Israel.
And the end goal is to eventually threaten the United States.
It targets U.S. allies in the region, it targets U.S. partners in the region, and it seeks to unravel U.S. national security goals in the region. It wants to change the balance of power that the U.S. has helped array against Tehran in the Persian Gulf.
The major question facing the Trump administration is how to address the nuclear deal with Iran. On the campaign trail, Trump said he would repeal or renegotiate the agreement, but it remains to be seen what direction he will take as president. It's an item sure to be on the agenda when Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu meet next week in Washington. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.